James 1 is James the Wine Guy. I'm going to talk about my 3 favorite wine books, so stay tuned. I'm often asked, what are my favorite wine books? And a lot of people refer back to Jancis Robinson. And I'm not really a fan, but nor am I a detractor. I would definitely say I've not really met her. I've heard her speak before, and it was at a wine bloggers conference in Charlottesville, Virginia. Sometime later, I think in that December of that year, she was not really positive about wine bloggers. While I don't consider myself a wine blogger, that's one activity I do amongst many. I've been heavily involved in the wine world for quite some time, both on a professional level and a non-professional level as well. I definitely have Jancis Robinson books in my library. I actually have more books beyond this, but this is what's right before my tasting table. And for me, I thought it's really important to highlight my favorite books. And definitely Jancis Robinson's are not. Wine Grapes is what everybody loves and adores. I'm not a huge fan of the book. I think it's a lot of work, it's a lot of effort, but really entertaining, and it's really interesting. But I would say this about Jancis Robinson et al. A good 90% of the material in Wikipedia as it relates to wine is from Jancis Robinson or maybe from her editorialship. And I often think it's really great to get a point of view that's different or maybe a confirmation from someone else. I think there are plenty of people out there who can write about wine and a lot of people who can give some definitive information about wine. So, I think that's really the point here. That, I really think in Wikipedia, you really got to look at that and say, is this the canon? Maybe from a very short perspective of reference points that it's only going to come from this particular person. And I think this subject matter is just too large to be held by one person. So here we go. Off that topical matter, Ancient Wine. Now this is by Patrick McGovern. I think this is a fine book. It's really, superbly well researched. And if you really want to know a big history about wine in terms of, looking back to the Republic of Georgia or Turkey or the Caucasus, I think there's some really interesting points that Patrick is bringing out here. It's really can be technical, but it's a great read. And I wish it was in soft copy because it'd be easier for me to carry around. So I have it pretty well referenced here and read it, often and refer back to it. So Wines of Burgundy, Clive Coates. The Wines of Burgundy, I think, is such a handsome book, beautiful book. It's really, when you think of Burgundy, this is a great way of, thinking about Burgundy in a different way, which is, it's very, very specific in terms of vineyard site. And that is obviously very important when it comes to Burgundy, but also a different perspective. And I think Clive does a wonderful job and something, the maps are great. I love them to pieces. This is right here, this is Wine Science by Ronald Jackson. Now, if you want to know anything, and maybe this might be your starter book, if you find your heart in wine, this would be the book to start with. It talks about everything from A to Z about wine, and it really has some great references that really go back to the academic, reference point, and so it's framed in that way. Its references are not just based on one person, but many people, and I think it's fantastically well done. I would definitely say that with Ancient Wine as well, and so I'm a huge believer in these wine books, and I think they give a really interesting perspective, maybe on the past, the present, also the past as well in wine science, but also a very specific area, beloved area of Burgundy. So thank you so much for watching today. Stay tuned for more. I'm on a variety of social medias, Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Pinterest, LinkedIn, as well as Instagram and WordPress. So let's stay connected, and do me another favor, give a like to this video, share this video, subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching today. Stay tuned for more. Salud.